What if the smartest SUV you can buy in 2027 isn't the fastest, isn't the most expensive, and isn't packed with flashy features you'll never use? What if it's simply the one that gets everything right? That might not sound exciting at first, but when millions of people around the world keep buying the same vehicle generation after generation, there's usually a good reason. And that's exactly where the Honda CR-V enters the conversation. Because while other SUVs fight for attention with aggressive styling, massive screens, and huge horsepower numbers, the CR-V has always focused on something much more important: making everyday life easier. This is the 2027 Honda CR-V. And honestly, it might be one of the smartest SUV choices on the market. Not because it tries to do everything, but because it does the things that matter really well. Think about it. Most people don't buy an SUV to set lap records. They don't buy one to impress strangers at traffic lights. They buy one because they need something comfortable, reliable, practical, efficient, and capable of handling daily life without creating problems. That's exactly why the CR-V has become one of Honda's biggest success stories. For decades, families, commuters, road trippers, and everyday drivers have trusted this SUV. And trust isn't something a company earns overnight. It takes years, sometimes decades, and Honda has spent a very long time building that reputation. Now, before we go further, the Honda CR-V is already one of the best-selling SUVs in the world, and the 2027 model is expected to continue refining the formula with updated technology, improved efficiency, and enhanced comfort depending on the market. And honestly, that's probably the right approach, because the CR-V doesn't need a complete reinvention. It just needs to keep doing what it does best. The first reason people continue choosing the CR-V is simple: peace of mind. That might not sound exciting, but it's incredibly valuable. When people spend their money on a vehicle, they want confidence. They want something that starts every morning, something that handles long trips comfortably, something that doesn't become stressful to own. And that's where the CR-V has built its reputation. Now let's talk about the design, because even though practicality remains the priority, appearance still matters. The 2027 CR-V is expected to continue Honda's modern design language with a clean, mature, and confident look. The front end features a bold grille, sleek LED lighting, and proportions that feel more premium than many people expect in this segment. And honestly, that's one of the CR-V's biggest strengths. It doesn't try too hard. It doesn't need unnecessary styling tricks. It simply looks good. From the side, the proportions are balanced and practical. The roofline helps maximize interior space. The wheel arches give the SUV a stronger stance, and the overall shape remains efficient without looking boring, because practical doesn't have to mean unattractive. Around the rear, the CR-V maintains a clean and modern appearance with distinctive taillights and a design that feels both functional and upscale. Everything works together to create an SUV that should age well over time. And honestly, that's important, because many buyers keep their CR-Vs for years. Now let's move inside, because this is where the CR-V earns much of its popularity. The first thing most people notice is space. Honda has always done an excellent job maximizing interior room, and the CR-V continues that tradition. Passengers get generous legroom, headroom remains excellent, and the overall layout feels open and comfortable. Whether you're commuting to work or heading out on a family vacation, that extra space makes a real difference. The dashboard combines simplicity with modern technology. A large infotainment display provides access to navigation, media, smartphone integration, and vehicle settings. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are expected to remain available, along with multiple charging ports and improved connectivity features. But honestly, one of Honda's biggest strengths is usability. The controls feel logical, the menus are easy to understand, and everything is designed around everyday convenience. That's exactly how it should be. The seats prioritize comfort rather than sportiness. Support remains excellent for longer journeys. Visibility is strong in every direction, and the driving position feels natural almost immediately. That's one reason people adapt to the CR-V so quickly. It doesn't require a learning curve. It simply works. Cargo space is another major advantage. Whether you're carrying groceries, luggage, sports equipment, or family gear, the CR-V handles it without complaint. Fold the rear seats down, and the available space becomes even more impressive. For many buyers, that's a huge reason to choose this SUV over a smaller alternative. Now let's talk about performance, because while the CR-V isn't designed to be a performance vehicle, it still needs to feel capable. And honestly, Honda understands that balance very well. The powertrain options are expected to continue focusing on efficiency, refinement, and reliability. Hybrid versions are likely to remain a major part of the lineup, offering excellent fuel economy while maintaining strong everyday usability. The driving experience focuses on smoothness. Acceleration feels predictable, the steering feels light and easy, and the suspension prioritizes comfort over aggressive handling. That's exactly what most CR-V buyers want. Around town, the SUV feels manageable and easy to drive. Parking is straightforward, visibility remains excellent, and daily commuting feels stress-free. On highways, the CR-V settles into a comfortable rhythm. The cabin remains quiet, the ride stays composed, and long-distance travel becomes surprisingly relaxing. And honestly, that's one of the reasons people continue choosing vehicles like this. Not because they're exciting for 5 minutes, because they're enjoyable for years. Safety also remains one of the CR-V's strongest selling points. Honda continues investing heavily in driver assistance technology, helping make everyday driving safer and more convenient. Features such as adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assistance, collision mitigation systems, and advanced monitoring technologies are expected to remain important parts of the package. Because for many families, safety isn't optional, it's a priority. Now here's what makes the 2027 Honda CR-V especially interesting. It arrives in a market filled with choices. There are electric SUVs, hybrid SUVs, luxury SUVs, performance SUVs, and countless alternatives competing for attention. Yet despite all that competition, the CR-V continues attracting buyers. Why? Because it understands its mission. It isn't trying to be everything. It's trying to be an excellent everyday SUV. And honestly, that's harder than many people realize, because creating a vehicle that works for so many different lifestyles requires balance, comfort, efficiency, practicality, reliability, technology, safety. The CR-V brings all of those qualities together remarkably well. Which brings us back to the biggest question. Should you consider the 2027 Honda CR-V? Honestly, if you're looking for an SUV that prioritizes real-world usability over unnecessary drama, the answer is easy. Absolutely, because the CR-V isn't trying to impress you with outrageous claims. It's trying to make your daily life easier. And for millions of buyers around the world, that's exactly what makes it special. The 2027 Honda CR-V may not be the loudest SUV on the market. It may not be the fastest, and it may not be the most futuristic. But it might be one of the smartest, and sometimes that's exactly what matters most.